Om Jnanantimirandasya Jnananjanasrakya Chakshurunmritanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss the prayers by Sukadev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, fourth chapter, 12 to 24, these 13 verses. Sukadev Goswami does Mangalacharana to answer the questions of Parikshit Maharaj. So, the first verse says that 2, 4, 12 says that in this context, Acharya says that 12 to 18, the 7 verses, Sukadev Goswami pays obeisances. In verse 12, Sukadev Goswami says, Namah parasmai purushaya bhuyase sadudvavasthana nirodha lilaya grihita shakti tritayaya dehinam antarbhavaya anupalakshyavatmane. Sukadev Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, for the creation of the material world, accepts the three modes of nature, is the complete whole residing within the body of everyone, and his ways are inconceivable. In the purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, this material world is a manifestation of three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, and the Supreme Lord, for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world, accepts three predominating forms, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankara, or Shivaji. Shiva Vishwanath Chakravarti in his purport says, Prathamam Aishwaryam Aho, the opulence of the Lord. So, the next verse, 2, 4, 13. Bhuyo namasad vijnat chidya satang asambhavaya khila sattamurte punsa punaparam hansasrame vyavastitanang anumrogya dasuse. I again offer my respectful obeisances unto the form of complete existence and transcendence, who is the liberator of the pious devotees from all distresses and the destroyer of the further advances in atheistic temperament of the non-devotee demons. For the transcendentalists who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfection, he grants their specific destination. The purport of Prabhupada says, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, there are two classes of Paramahansas, namely the Brahmanandis or impersonalists and the Premanandis or devotees, and both are awarded their desired destination. Although the Premanandis are more fortunate than the Brahmanandis, but both the Brahmanandis and the Premanandis are transcendentalists, and they have nothing to do with the inferior material nature full of all existential miseries of life. So, again, Vishwanath Chakravarti says that Vishwanath Chakravarti says that Kripa Madhurjam Ahu. Kripa Madhurjam Ahu. So, the next verse, 2, 4, 14, it is stated, Namo Namaste Sadvijna Sad Namo Namaste Sturisabhaya Satvatang Vidura Kashtaya Muko Yoginam Nirasta Samya Disayena Radhasa Sodhamani Brahmani Ransate Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto he who is the associate of the member of the Jadu dynasty and who is always a problem for the non-devotees. He is the supreme enjoyer of both the material and spiritual worlds, yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual sky. There is no one equal to him because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable. In the purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, there are two sides of transcendental manifestations of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. For the pure devotees, he is the constant companion, as in the case of his becoming one of the family members of the Jadu dynasty, or is becoming the friend of Arjuna, or is becoming the associate neighbor of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, as the son of Nanda Jashoda, the friend of Sudama, Siddhama, Nanda Bangala, or the lover of the damsels of Rajabhumi, etc. That is part of his personal features, and by impersonal features he expands the rays of the Brahmajyoti, which is limitless and all pervasive. So Sripad Vishwanath Chakravarti says, purport says, Aishwaryam Madhurjayo Paripurattam. This is opulence and sweetness. So 2.4.15 says that Jat Kirtanam Ja Smaranam Ja Dikyanam Jad Bandhanam Ja Shravanam Ja Dharanam Lokasya Sadhyo Vidnoti Karmasam Tasmai Sivadra Sravase Namo Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrances, adherence, prayers, hearing and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all sins of the performer. In the purport of Prabhupada says, the sublime form of religious performances to free oneself from all reactions of sins is suggested herein by the greatest authority, Sri Sukadev Goswami. Siddha Swami in his purport says, Sarva sadhanebhyo bhakte saishyam anusmaran pranamanti. Having so many ways to obtain the Lord's grace or to associate with the Lord, the process of bhakti is the highest, and that while remembering these things, Sukadev Goswami says this prayer. So 2.4.16 says that Vichakkanaja Charanopasadhanat Sangam Vidasya Ubayavantaratmana Vindanti Brahmagatingata Klama Tasmi Sivadra Sravase Namo Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, the highly intellectual, simply by surrendering unto his lotus feet, are relieved of all attachments to present and future existence, and without difficulty progress toward spiritual existence. In the purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, as enunciated by Sri Jiva Goswami on the basis of Vedic assurances, Brahmagati means to attain a spiritual form as good as that of the Lord, and in that form the liberated living being eternally lives on one of the spiritual planets situated in the spiritual sky. Siddha Swami in his purport says, Gata Krama means prayasa rahita, not so much endeavor. Then 2.4.17, Sukadev Goswami says, Tapasyuno dana parajasasyuno manasyuno mantra vidha sumangala Kemang navindanti vinaja darpanam tasmi sivadra savase namo namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great chanters of the Vedic hymns, and the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result without dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. In the purport, Srila Siddha Swami says, and to become this is by Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says, that to become God conscious one has to hear about the all auspicious Lord as he described in literature like the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So I have described from 12 to 17 these 6 verses. So there is total 12 to 24 and 13 verses. So let me cite another one, that is 2.4.18. Kiradhanandra Pulinda Pulkasa Avira Sumba Javanankhasadaya Janija Papa Jadapasraya Sraya Suddhanti Tasmi Prabhavishnave Namaha. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Purkasa, Avira, Sumba, Javana, members of the Khasa races, and even other dedicated to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotee of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. In the purport, Sri Prabhupada Maharaj says, Kirata means province of old Bharatvarsha, Huna, East Germany, Andhra, province of southern India, Pulinda, Greeks, Avira, Sindh, Shumba, Kanka, Port Bharata, Javanan, Turkey, Khasa, Mongolia. So Siddha Swami in his purposes, Bhakte Paramasuddhi Hetutam Darshana. We become pure, very much pure by this bhakti. This is being described here. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get interesting Sadhara. Hare Krishna.